Alright, well then, hello everybody. Welcome to Church of Chonkwij podcast. My name is DrNiggle. I'm joined by Masami. OmegaConstruct. Zero burn.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. We're up. Yes.
Hello, Moto. Sorry.
No, you're not.
We got.
Don't say you're sorry when you're
I'm-
not.
I'm all about the 90s references tonight.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the one that I remember, I do remember Hello Moto, and I did think that Hello Moto was very fun to say. But the other one that I fucking loved was, I think it was Volkswagen had a commercial out with just this old guy holding a dog. And at the end of the commercials, this guy would just pop up like out of a sewer drain or like from behind a couch or something. You would just say, "Dogs love trucks," and that was fucking it. I don't know why it made me smile so much, but I fucking loved it. Oh, and also they played the Charlie Brown music in the background. Dogs love trucks. So yeah.
Funnily enough, has Volkswagen ever put out a truck? No, I don't think so.
No, you're right, and it couldn't have been a Volkswagen. It would have had to have been
Probably Ford.
could have been a Ford, yeah. Or it could have been
There-
Chevy when they were putting out that the light truck that was
The GMC Sonoma or the Chevy S10. That was the 90s.
okay, yeah. What the was that the one that was like it wasn't quite a car, it wasn't quite a minivan, but they had to classify it as a light truck because the emissions were so garbage.
Yes. The S10 was awful.
I thought those cars looked so fucking ridiculous.
What's even better though is what I posted in the Pun Hub channel. What was it yesterday? Ford, we're going to make an electric car. Chevy, we're going to make an electric car. Dodge, takes
Rails
a rip
coke
off of
a
a
stripper's ass.
stripper's ass. Rails coke off a stripper's ass. Let's put a Hellcat in a Dodge minivan.
Fuck it. Yeah. This is the episode of The Simpsons all over again where Homer finds his long lost brother Herb, and Herb's like, "Design a car for the everyman." And Homer's just like, "Yeah, all right. No, we don't want small, we don't want sleek, we want big. We want a land boat. I don't want better miles per gallon. I want fewer miles per gallon and a louder engine and more things to make me feel like my dick isn't quite so small."
Good luck.
May the
Hey-oh.
odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah, no, they never will be. So
Well, then
we
you'll be
didn't-
even.
Yeah, we didn't meet last week, but Epic and Apple reached the end of the first leg of the Epic lawsuit.
And the winner is
No one.
The people.
Dun, 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 dun. Nobody. Yeah, nobody won except arguably the consumer, but the consumer didn't win directly. It's more like an indirect win. So yeah, this is a solution that absolutely nobody is happy with. So what was this? Essentially, they said that the App Store has no right. The App Store can't prevent apps on their platform from telling customers that, hey, you can go here and you can circumvent Apple's 30% cut of everything. You know, you can get your microtransactions for cheaper if you go here. So apps are now completely allowed to do that, but Apple is also entirely within their right to terminate anybody from the App Store at any time for any reason or no reason whatsoever. So Epic and its dev tools are off. They're not coming back on. Fortnite is not coming back to the App Store. But all remaining apps now have the option to redirect people to buy shit elsewhere so that they can circumvent Apple's tax. I think that's the gist of it, right?
That's about it.
that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, you did good.
I mean, in true fashion, the compromise Disappoints everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Just the fine art of the compromise persists.
So this is what, this took like a year for everybody to sit down and finally come to this conclusion.
Almost.
Yeah, we've been covering it for a little while, but this is the end of the first leg, and I say the end of the first leg because Epic is appealing.
Oh, certainly. I mean, it's fully expected in a case like this to be elevated as high as it possibly can by whichever side inevitably will lose whichever next phase. So, you know how the legal system works. It takes 2 losses in a row for it to count.
We're doing this round robin style. Hashtag American Justice.
Makes sense to me.
Well, lawyers are gonna eat.
Yeah, why do why? This is like going to the zoo and you have all the signs that say "Don't feed the animal." Don't feed the lawyers. You're perpetuating a vermin problem.
I mean, you're not
God.
wrong.
But anyway, yeah. So it was Judge Gonzalez Rogers who reached this conclusion. So yeah, Epic will appeal, and like Omega said, they'll probably lose again. Masami, the pun police are on their way to you.
Really?
Apparently. But
What
yeah,
are they
that
gonna do?
was...
Cuff me? I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Hell.
What are they gonna use? Yeah, what are they gonna do? Use harsh language?
Well, I'm sure I can tie him up somehow.
Hell.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, that's the end. Wait a minute. Oh fuck. There's an article here.
It
I
is,
need to-
yeah.
I need
Just
to
in
leave that.
general, it's kind of disappointing that it like just ends with sort of a little bit of a womp, like, you know, not really the exciting ending I think anybody was hoping for, one way or the other.
It wasn't really. Yeah. But from the start of this, I said that I don't care who wins or who's on top of this. The same way even when Microsoft decided to pile on, I was just like, yeah, okay, this is a whole bunch of really big dicks swinging around, and it doesn't matter. All it is theater. So I guess from that perspective, I was hoping for a bit more of an entertaining ending to my theater. But
I mean, like, think of how ridiculous this all was when it started. I'm not just making this up. Like, remember Epic's fucking 1984 video? This was like
1980 Fortnite. It's right here.
This was so massive. And everybody was interested. The whole gaming community was like up in arms, taking sides, one side or the other. And now it's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's over now.
It's all done. People just aren't excited about it anymore, which is too bad. Because this was fun. I mean, Epic, obviously a multi-billion-dollar company. Apple, a multi-billion-dollar company. Going at each other for a fucking monopoly, for having a monopoly, and turns out no. I guess Apple doesn't have a monopoly on its App Store, and no, Epic doesn't get to complain about how they were wrongfully booted off, because they weren't wrongfully booted off. Yeah, but that's about the end of that. I'm sure the appeal will be pretty boring, but I'll probably still read about it. We'll probably still post about it.
Yeah, we'll do our diligence and tell this story through the ending, but it's just not as entertaining, I think, as some may have hoped. That's all.
Okay, as long as we're still doing big news stories that we covered, we were talking about China last week, or weeks before, whatever. We weren't on last week.
China.
China. So China tells Tencent and NetEase to focus less on profit as gaming crackdown expands.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about how China has now regulated the amount of time that people under 18 are allowed to play video games. You get like 3 hours a week, 1 hour a day, 3 days a week. And when that happened, I think in the article that Omega posted weeks ago, Tencent went down in stock price. There was a bit of a hit here, and
Yeah, it kind of tanked for pretty hard.
and
Other
now
gaming
this
stocks
is.
in China too. It wasn't just Tencent.
Oh right, yeah, and also NetEase. Those are the two big ones. And yeah, this is basically just the fallout of that. Tencent is very aware now, and we are very aware that Tencent has been made aware that the Chinese government is telling them, don't fuck with us. We said 3 hours a week. We mean 3 hours a week. So the way I read into this was that maybe this is a turning point for Tencent, where they're going to start to focus almost exclusively on the international market. Or they're going to start innovating and make some real big changes to how they do video game crap in China, because they're competing now. They have 3 hours a week to beat out everybody else.
It is certainly interesting. There are a lot of companies that have invested a lot of money into gaming in China, and it's very lucrative part of their economy. So I don't know, just knowing it's China and the type of dickery and fuckery that occurs with the government and the business world over there. I mean, who knows what this could be? Is this, some sort of power struggle within the government? Because, there are certainly elements of the Chinese government that are trying to make as much money as possible. And pretty much every company in China has some sort of connection to the government, every major corporation at least.
We were talking about this in the post show, weren't we?
Something about it.
Yeah. We were talking about whether or not. I forget. I said, movies. I said it would be interesting if this sort of thing moved on to the movie industry, where you can only watch like 1 or 2 movies a week or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious if it has anything to do with the amount of Western influence that games are having on people. Like, because games have recently flooded into the Chinese market.
Right.
And they have absolutely taken over in very recent times, especially with the proliferation of mobile phones in China, more than I think any other element. Because there's also a reason why all the mobile gaming companies seem to be focusing so heavily on the Chinese market, because it is by far the fastest growing market, which is an interesting distinction. It's not necessarily the largest market; it is definitely the fastest growing at in current times, but that's what they're pursuing. So who knows how that might end up in the future, but it could be something along those lines, and I wouldn't be surprised that I wouldn't put it past the Chinese government to crack down on gaming. I mean, look at what they do to Hollywood movies that they don't like.
Right. This is where our conversation in the post show went, as I remember more and more. But yeah, the thing is that Disney caters to the Chinese Ministry of Propaganda so that their movies can be played in China, which basically means, you've noticed in all the Star Wars movies, no sex, no lesbians, no gays, none of that stuff. Very, very controlled atmosphere and everything. Good, wholesome family entertainment that doesn't actually make any social statements. Except for that one social justice droid in Solo, a Star Wars movie, where that droid was fucking outrageous. And coincidentally, Solo flopped in China. Nobody liked it.
So, funny story about that. Shang-Chi. I actually heard about this today. Shang-Chi and the legend, I think it's the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Correct.
It is flopping terribly in China.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Because of the fact that the actor who portrays Shang-Chi has said some very outspoken things regarding the Chinese government.
Oh, dude.
And yeah.
Nothing
do
makes me
you have
laugh
any links?
more. Nothing makes me laugh more than any of those stories where a Chinese celebrity has said something critical of China in like an interview in America or something, and then they do their like big formal apology tour and shit like that. I mean, hell, even you'll appreciate this one, Zero. I'm sure you have plenty to say on the video of John Cena prostrating himself on the ground and begging for the forgiveness of the Chinese people.
Because he
Okay.
said, yeah, the movie was opening in Taiwan first and China second. Yeah, he just made the distinction between Taiwan and China instead of telling the world that they're the same thing, which they're not. And, yeah. What was that?
Well-
that was for, what, the last Suicide Squad movie?
Actually, I think it was the Fast and Furious movie.
Oh. Fast
Which-
and Furious. Yeah, Fast and
which have all done fairly well in China. But no, that and you're right. I do have opinions. Because I think John Cena should stay in his fucking lane. Get back in the wrestling ring and do his job because he. Now I will say, Suicide Squad, he was a decent actor, but his
How dare you
character.
tell somebody to stay in their lane.
I know, right?
Yeah, how dare you?
How dare? Yes. Oh,
I mean,
well,
that's
hang
the
on,
same
hang
thing
on,
people
hang
are
on.
telling athletes who are speaking up about social
Yeah.
justice issues, and yeah,
That's... Alright. I get what Zero's trying to say. He's not trying to say it. I don't think you're trying to say that, Zero.
No,
But,
that's
yeah, different issues there. Yeah, that's not like if you want to take a knee at a football game, I have nothing against you.
no, not at all.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, people gonna do what they want to do. If John Cena wants to act in a movie, I don't know, he's getting old. How often can he keep wrestling? He's not Taker. Nobody's Taker. Nobody's gonna wrestle until they're literally 1 foot in the grave, not as a character concept.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not something everybody can do for their entire career.
Wait, we had this conversation like a while back. Who's the wrestler that had that show? He's like 61.
What show?
The wrestler that had that, I don't know what you're specifically talking about.
There was a show or a bout or something like that that Zero was talking about, and he mentioned a wrestler's name to you, Omega, and you were like, "Isn't that guy like in his 50s or 60s?"
Ric Flair.
Oh
Ric
yeah, Flair.
Yeah.
Flair? I don't know.
It was.
Flair's
I think
like,
it was Flair.
Flair's been 100 for like ever. That dude's
Yeah.
like practically ancient at this point.
Flair's got Patrick Stewart syndrome, where he's been 60 years old ever since he was 25.
No. He's been about 60 years old since he was 45. The man is fueled by cocaine and alcohol, and I think the only reason he's lived this long is because he's pickled. He's like pre-preserved himself.
That just reminds me of the fucking what was it, TikTok video or something that said DC Metro Police night crew runs on Red Bull and cocaine.
I mean, okay, so there is one article. They've really suppressed the CBC the CBC video of him saying the controversial things regarding the Chinese government has been like scrubbed from the internet. You cannot find it.
That's right. We were talking about people saying bad things about China and them not doing well in China. Yeah, John Cena was one, and I'd love links to this, Zero. I'd love to read about this.
I posted one in the Rectory channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you, John Cena's Chinese is pretty incredible.
Yeah, no, I'd give him props.
The man speaks like damn near fluent Chinese.
Did he go for Mandarin or a different dialect?
Mandarin.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, there's no. I said it on a podcast a while back. I was like, the Chinese language, which is stupid because there's Mandarin, there's Cantonese, and there are many local dialects. But I'm pretty sure the way that China wants it is that there's one unified spoken language, and that will be Mandarin.
I feel like Cantonese can sometimes give it a run for its money.
I don't speak either, but I can very easily tell the difference between the two.
Yeah. I can't.
I mean, I believe most of the government is deals in Mandarin.
Shit, yeah, okay, I can put this up here. So, yeah, Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings as a tragedy in light of the film's star-studded Asian cast.
It was a good movie. Like,
I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, me neither. I will.
it's Cozen and I saw it. Shit, not opening night, but fairly soon afterwards. And like if you enjoy a good martial arts flick, that's definitely the way it starts, and then it goes straight into that wonderful like kind of high Asian fantasy sort of thing that they did, and I'm sure Cozen could give you a much more enlightened view because he's read the Shang-Chi comics, but he seemed pretty happy with it, is what I will go with, because I will not even attempt to replicate whatever the hell uh, that might entail.
It actually was, from what I understand, my buddy has given me a brief synopsis, not enough to ruin the movie for me, but just enough for me to kind of, because I read the first issue of Shang-Chi, the original run, and it, from what I understand, it's fairly close.
So what I'm reading quickly over this article is that the director of Shang-Chi made critical comments about China's government and their political, how did they phrase this exactly? Whatever, the political atmosphere. And so the director of the movie is not in favor over there. But the other thing that this article says is there is no official explanation for the Chinese government's current refusal to release the movie, although observers say that the country's politically sensitive regulators have likely taken issue with the Shang-Chi's source material, which carried racial stereotypes through its portrayal of the comic's villain, Fu Manchu, the father and arch-enemy of Shang-Chi. So they don't like the racist, and the source material might. They don't like the director, and they might think that the source material is racist. So two reasons why the government won't let you see the movie in China.
Not gonna lie, the Fu Manchu character is extremely racist.
Oh yeah, well the Chinese caricature is like a time-honored tradition. One of my favorite cheesy '80s action movies. We were actually listing cheesy '80s action movies the other night. Is Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins.
Oh my god, never even heard of that.
Oh my god, it's amazing, and it has one of the most problematic portrayals of an Asian man that has ever occurred, or that I have ever seen. Let's see.
Problematic portrayals.
I will say they did a really good job. Like comparing to what I'm hearing now, what I saw in the movie, they actually did what I, as a very much not Asian person, would consider to be a decent portrayal.
Are you familiar with the actor Joel Grey?
Name sounds familiar.
I think if you looked up his face, you'd recognize him.
Yes, I do know this man. I don't know his name, but I know his face and movies that he's been in.
Well, in this movie, Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins, he plays an old Chinese martial arts master who teaches the movie's titular hero ancient martial arts secrets to defeat his enemies.
So it's whitewashing.
Wasn't there something about Breakfast at Tiffany's that was amazingly racist as well?
Probably. Well, name a movie that came out before, like, last year. It's probably racist. Name a movie that came out.
Wrong.
It's probably racist.
I mean, let's just put it bluntly here. You go back a couple of decades, pretty much everything was racist back then, and just didn't realize it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all
white people didn't realize it. The people we were being racist to the whole time definitely did.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. No, but this again goes into the whole. We can lead back into the federal investigation that Activision Blizzard is currently under. But when we were talking about video games, making political statements or shit like that. Oh no, sorry, we were talking about the CEO of whatever studio that is coming out and saying that the Supreme Court did a darn good job by making abortion illegal again.
Yeah,
and
the
then
makers
she-
Of who and what?
Killing Floor 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
geez.
CEO,
Oh, right,
the
that whole
CEO
thing.
of the publisher, CEO of the publishing company that does Killing Floor 2, and then the day after he resigned and was replaced. But yeah, if you pick at anything long enough, you can find something that you don't like. If you pick at any movie, you can find something in it that's probably racist. But I'll give it to you right here. Having Joel Grey play a Chinese man is pretty bad.
That's pretty horrifically racist.
It's just like having
It
Mickey
was the
Rooney
80s. It was
play a
different
Chinese guy.
time. It was a different time.
It was a different time. It was
the
1985.
80s. It was a more innocent time.
Yeah,
They
that's what it
didn't mean
was.
it to be racist. They just literally couldn't find any Asian actor because there were none in Hollywood aside from Bruce Lee.
Oh God.
Like, yeah. they
Wait,
did
no,
what they
85?
did
Wasn't he
good.
dead?
Yeah, exactly. That's why they had to go with Joel Grey.
Oh
God.
fuck. Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Listen, yeah, we look ahead 30 years from now. I bet they're gonna look back on what's going on today and be like, shit, that was pretty racist, some of the shit that was going on when you look at the shit that we're seeing every day in the news. But like, that doesn't mean we're not a whole lot better than we were back in the 80s when like a majority of people were just completely oblivious to any of it happening in the world around them.
Yeah,
Very
progress, not perfection.
You're never gonna have perfection. Somebody will be offended at some point by something.
That offends me.
That is very much missing the point of what I was saying, but
No,
it is also true. There will always be people who are looking for the slightest reason to be offended,
Okay.
and they will just make things up when they run out.
I'm looking at Masami playing a game, and I don't know exactly which game this is.
Valheim.
I've been hearing lots about that.
They just had
Yeah.
a nice big update come out, adding more buildables and other such a thing. So I'm starting over with a new world and a new character, and which is interesting because your character is not necessarily married to a world, and your worlds are not necessarily married to a character. So you can take experienced characters into other people's fucking worlds, which is pretty sweet.
That's neat.
Like all your building menus, everything you've unlocked in your own whatever, and like mucking around at other people's worlds levels your character at the same time. So it's kind of
Survival game, I take it.
it's similar to Minecraft, but there's definitely more of a um a fighty aspect to it. I will say that because basically to get access to better materials, you have to basically defeat gods. It's all very Viking themed. Like you're in one of the realms of Midgar, and Odin needs you to do shit. So you've basically got to remember everything from before you died and went to heaven, essentially, to basically train yourself up so you can go beat shit down. And you basically have to defeat different gods to then get access to better and better materials. So you can like end up like having a huge ass meat haul and just having a good old time from what I've seen people do.
Does it,
Nice.
you make me remember something? Anybody else remember the Deep Space Nine episode where Worf and Jadzia and Kira are all sitting in Quarks having like some discussion about faith? And the question comes up, put to Worf, is like, I don't know anything about the Klingon gods. And he's just like, we killed our gods. they were unworthy. So it's funny. That's nice that you get to kill gods.
But yeah, it's it's very cool. It's kind of a bit of a different building game. Like it's not just completely like, I mean, there's definitely an element of survival. You've got to eat, um, kill shit, etc. So
Odin's Raven there really wants to talk to you.
I'm sure he fucking does.
By Odin's Raven. Sorry.
Great Odin's
Ron.
beard. Yeah. it
Thank
is
you, Ron Burgundy.
Also, there's not much of a tutorial menu, so I mean, it kind of teaches you as you go and do shit. There's a very good wiki. I'll give it that.
I feel like we're getting more and more used to that as gamers. Just like
Yeah.
getting dropped into the middle of a game, having nothing explained to us, and we either dick around and we experiment, and that's fun for us, or we go to the wiki because the wiki is heavily curated.
Well, I think there's honestly kind of a problem with some of like a lot of new games coming out, particularly in the indie space. And
Yeah.
that is that they are either mechanically so simple that they don't need a wiki, or the developers are, as an indie team, not good enough to develop a game that can intuitively explain itself without a wiki.
That's an interesting thought.
You
I
know,
was thinking in the indie scene, it's just that they. I mean, maybe that's a stupid way of looking at it, but they are an indie studio. They are trying to create a game, a tutorial, or a large file explaining how to do all the game mechanics is just not high enough on their priority list, or their list of priorities.
Well, this
There-
game is so far in like this is literally version 0.2. It's still so early access. It's not even funny.
Yeah, that's why it's still on my wish list and I haven't bought it. I'm ever more increasingly wary of early access games.
It's not too bad, honestly. When I played it when it first came early access, it was still pretty decent. Like there's definitely some building uh eccentricities, but seems to be pretty good. And if you ever do buy it, let me know, because this sort of game I enjoy playing with people. I'm much better, like if there's someone very creative, I'm very much like, I will go out and get you shit. I'm really good at that.
Oh, there's co-op?
Building it my own and having my own ideas, I can do basic shelters. Anything past that,
I would build a
Okay,
cathedral with
I don't
a
know, maybe
cannon
I'm
on
doing
top of
myself
it.
a disservice, but
That's my one issue with the game that I'm playing right now, which
That's
is
right,
another
okay.
early
Yeah.
access survival game.
So yeah, we have 2 early access games. I'll switch over to Omega now. So we have 2 early access games that are good.
Yeah, I'm playing Stranded Deep, which you basically you're crash land in an airplane, pop out on a life raft, and you have to survive. And
At
there's
some
a
point
bunch
this
of
week, yeah, at some point this
abandoned
week
islands.
we've all been watching Omega play
And
various things in this game. But yeah,
it's pretty awesome. I'm really been enjoying it quite a bit. Lots of islands to explore. I've got like a cool thing going here. I think I've built a nice little cargo raft, nice dock for it. Got some fuel stills here, and this little guy is a helipad for a little helicopter that I built that I haven't even taken on its maiden voyage yet because I'm currently waiting for potatoes to grow to make fuel for it.
but in the meantime, you got that pet pig.
Yeah, I got Pet Pig.
potatoes.
Yeah,
What did you name him?
it's Yum Yum because
Oh,
he
God.
just eats Yum Yums.
Hi, Yum Yum.
He
Yum
just
Yum's
sits there always
actually
happy.
dead.
He's just happy, wagging his head. Look at him. He's just wagging his head, wagging his head, wag, 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 wag. He'll be there forever. But he's good. Here's my little room. Got a bed. Got a big old stack of meats. Lots of meats. I got a nice little furnace in here to keep warm. It's my little shelter. I got some stoves and smokers, my water stills, some supply piles, a little farming area over here. Which oh hey, my pee plants are ready to be harvested. I need pee-pee.
There's your aloe vera plant right behind you, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure if that's ready to be harvested, but I will check. Yeah, no, it doesn't have the flower stalk yet. No, but these are running a bit low on water. I'm waiting on these potatoes that I just planted. But yeah,
Necesitamos más potatoes.
so it's a fun gameplay loop. Like you basically strip entire islands bare of all of their natural resources. You dive through sunken wrecks. You fight sharks and various other venomous animals and attacking pigs on giant crabs on land. And that's kind of what goes on in here. There is a story, quote unquote. There are a few quote unquote boss encounters and things to progress the story along, and there's a way to escape off in the distance. I think in that general direction is a big beached aircraft carrier that I discovered that has a broken down seaplane that I might be able to repair with some parts that I used to build this guy. I have a whole stockpile of them over here. All sorts of shit, all sorts of different mechanical parts. But yeah, it's fun. Still in early access, very active development. I'm pretty new to the game, just been playing it the last week or two. But the few people in the community, as it were, that I've interacted with say it's a pretty active development. Apparently, multiplayer is the big project that the dev team is working on. So this is, as of right now, only single player. But I think this would be kind of a blast multiplayer. It's like a more survival-focused Sea of Thieves kind of thing, without being assholes to other people, real life people, like a PvE kind of experience. It's like shallow water Subnautica.
Did you ever play Raft?
You
Nope.
now have my undivided attention. I
This
love
game-
shit like this.
I played Raft back when it was in alpha, and you actually had to download it off of the developer's website, but Raft has since been released on Steam. And this game, when you first showed it to me, it reminded me an awful lot of Raft, except for I don't know if the version of Raft that got published has islands or not.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're very similar games. But yeah, I was lucky enough to snatch this for free off of an Epic Games Store. Oh, my lights came on. I've got solar lanterns that charge during the day and keep my shit all lit up at night.
Soul Pounds.
Soul pals. Gotta have soul pals. Through the soul pals and the nice glow of my sometimes lit fires. But yeah, this is my little tropical paradise. Eventually, I've got crazy ideas of building a building complex up on top of these these rock spires over here. But I know who I am. It's never gonna happen. I'm gonna play this for a while and either start over, go to the end game, escape, and do it all over again. Because honestly, I like the early game of shit like this. I like it was really a blast when I was boating around on like a raft that was 3 segments wide and was getting bumped and knocked over by sharks. Like this thing, fucking sharks barely thump it, and I can just keep going about my day. But yeah, it's a blast. I recommend it. And when multiplayer does come by, I am going to be bugging all of you to get it, probably.
I am, yeah, as far as a survival game of this magnitude, I
Yeah,
have...
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I absolutely love coming in here and being a hindrance to all progress.
Well, what I really like about this is that it's early access and this could change, but as of right now, it's mechanically fairly simple. Like, there's not that many resources. Like, you start out with some logs that you can turn into sticks. You can also find sticks. And then there's, I don't have any right now, but you can cut these into wooden planks. So that's your basic building materials. You can also get corrugated steel building materials. Then you can find clay and make brick building materials, which I have a little bit out there. So that's it. Wood, metal, clay. You got palm fronds that you can use for fire fuel. You got fibrous leaves, the same, and these leaves can be woven into ropes. You use ropes for fucking everything. There's all kinds of various tools and equipment you can find that are useful in various forms. So yeah, there's flares. These things are absolutely useless because there's fucking no one to signal, but they look fucking cool.
Help!
This is
Help
gonna
me!
be cool. Dude, this is gonna be so cool when multiplayer comes around. Dude, like launching flares from like islands away. That's gonna be a blast. But yeah, like I love this game. All right, well, this thing is now spent. Time to yeet it out into the ocean. Oh no, I just threw it on land. That was a terrible throw.
Ugh.
Yeet.
Yeet.
There we go. Okay, that's gone. Yeah, got some tires and barrels. Thinking about making a tin pan drum. Yeah, why not? I wish I could. That'd be cool.
Is
Just
there
get
a
some nice
game?
Caribbean music going?
Is there a game that is just flat out called Hobo Simulator? Because I'd play that. Think of all the crap that we do in survival games. We're basically homeless people. We gather tires and barrels and scraps of wood and like crap, and animals attack us.
Dude, and then you just mix in like segments of panhandling and arguing with bodega clerks
Yeah.
and getting shooed out of public restrooms. Or I should say getting shooed out of store restrooms by store security.
Bathroom is for customers only.
Yeah, that'd be a fun game. Speaking of problematic things.
It's a good transition right there.
That's
Woo.
more of a callback, but yeah, that would never get made. No, it would get made by some fucking 4chan guy, and it would look like shit, and it would become an underground hit in the alt-right circles.
Exactly.
Yep.
Or it'd be a meme. You just play it for the memes, and that's it. But
yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I got to decide what to do next. I've finally like gotten through and gotten my stockpiles in order. I've condensed everything down. I did a lot of resource gathering without a lot of resource managing. So it's taken me literally a couple hours of just getting shit all organized and condensed and properly squared away. And then also building all of this. This is my latest project. So I got to decide what to do next, whether it's another building project or it's another exploration project. Go find another one of the bosses, maybe. I don't know. That could be cool. There's apparently some things that kill some.
Are bats attracted to flares?
No, not in particular that I'm aware of.
Oh,
I mean, that'd be kind of hilarious.
Okay, those were just passing by.
Yeah, they just seem to be passing by. I can hunt them.
That was great. That one time, you literally just looked up in the tree and smacked the shit out of that bat. Just railed it.
Sometimes when the bat flocks fly by, one of them will settle in a tree, and it just happened to be the tree right above my head, so I hit it with my axe.
And it just plopped to the ground. It was the greatest thing.
So yeah, it's a fun game. It's got its kinks, certainly. It is an early access game, but it was free, and I've already put close to 20 hours into it, I think. 20 hours of fun gameplay for free 99 is a pretty great value.
That's definitely that. A friend gave me a copy of Valheim, so technically, while it is not, I think it's maybe like 20, 25 bucks. I don't know. It's pretty cheap, but I didn't spend any money on it, so I'm still have a net positive in my book.
There you go.
And I'm back to playing City Skylines. But
no one is surprised.
This cool little town, I dig it.
So we're gonna switch right into Zero Cam right now. What's up, Zero buddy? Be free! All right.
Oh, I'm out of drink.
And we're going to Zero Cam. Oh, Zero's playing Division 2. Oh. That just makes me think of all the hours that I spent in the old Division. I'd be playing with you if I wasn't tired of bullet sponges, and also the fucking buggy as shit Ubisoft interfaces.
Yeah.
I was telling him how much time we put into Division 1 and how like we just tried I just tried Division 2 and it was just like I can't do this again. It was fun the first time, but I don't think I can do this again.
And it's not a terrible game. It's, I mean, as far as it goes,
exactly.
It's basically the same thing as Division 1 in terms of mechanics. In fact, they improved on some of the mechanics. The game arguably got better, but for some reason, if it's not New York City and it's not the winter time, it's not for me, I guess.
Well, I feel like I guess the way you put it right there is pretty apt. It improved on some things, but did any of the new things that it brought make it what we could honestly call a sequel? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, it's an update. It is a AAA priced DLC.
DLC.
It is the Washington DC DLC with a few new game mechanics and updates to other broken game mechanics. It is not a different game, in my opinion. Which is why, like, hey, Zero, it's like perfect for you because you didn't put hundreds, if not thousands, of hours. There was a while where Division was all we played. Like that was our game for a solid chunk of time, and we killed what's her name in that fucking auditorium so many times.
Oh my god, yeah. What the fuck was her name? Lorraine?
I can't remember. Lorraine, was it Lorraine? I don't remember. Dude, we killed her so much.
All to get what, the fucking flak jacket or something, or what?
Yeah, she had a chest. It was a chest piece.
Chest piece.
A gold armor.
But I mean, okay, so we got Zero here. Zero's plan. Yeah, was that her name?
I think it might have been Loretta.
Oh. But anyway, yeah, Zero, you're playing Division 2. Do you have any insight on like how much Division 1 did you play?
I played a lot of Division 1 on Xbox. That was pre PC transfer.
Right.
So, I mean, the differences I'm looking at it mainly from going from console to PC, and there are a lot less bugs on the PC version of Division 2 than there were in the
Really?
Oh yeah. The console version was awful.
It's usually the opposite. It's the other way around because console has like quality control attached to it.
Yeah.
Whereas PC, it's just like good luck.
You know what I think that might be, Doc? I think it might be that EA has a little bit bigger of a dick to swing and get in their game on the console than like DE does.
Yeah, Ubisoft's got a little bit of a bigger.
Yeah, not EA. Sorry, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft got big console PP.
Yeah, big AAA developer PP. That could be. A company like DE, yeah, they have to mark their P's and Q's. Like it literally takes it takes a. I mean, this is the perfect example. It takes a cyberpunk level fuck up for what they like when PlayStation took it off the PlayStation Store. Like,
yeah, CD Projekt Red because of their reputation with The Witcher. Because CD Projekt Red had such a sterling reputation, they were, in their own right, they were a sort of AAA company. Yeah, they did. They just got benefit of the doubt and released Cyberpunk on consoles, and yeah, only later did those versions get pulled off consoles. So that's a good point.
So yeah, that might just be a corporate thing. That's just the business.
But anyway, yeah, back to you, Zero, about the different, just like mechanics, gameplay, game modes, whatever the fuck is around in there. How different really is Division 2 from Division 1?
I mean, gameplay-wise, not much different. There's a lot of it is, a lot of the enemies are still very bullet spongy.
Yeah.
And I think I would be a lot less keen on that if I didn't play Destiny. because you want to talk about some bullet sponge ass characters or enemies. Good lord. Pretty much any mini boss or boss fight in Destiny 2 is just dumping ammunition into an enemy. That's what I'm used to with that type of game. So it doesn't really bother me much. I will say that the customization options for your gear are a lot better from D1 to D2.
In terms of like what adding mods.
Adding mods, being able to mod your shade tech, like the turret. I've got
Oh, that's right.
my
They added that in, didn't
yeah, my right now I decided to go. I created a new character and decided to go a different route with my tech. Instead of playing a upfront run in, kill everything, I'm more of a sit back and use the sniper turret and the seeker mine
Right.
to kill everything.
So that is a new feature. You didn't used to be able to mod your shade tech at all in Division 1.
Yeah.
You just got to choose like basically what rune to use. Because as long as we're going back to this, Division 1 just released and then it slowly became Diablo 3 until they got to patch 1.8. And at patch 1.8 it was officially Diablo 3.
Totally. We often affectionately refer to it as Diablo with guns. Who'd we lose?
Yes. Oh, we just lost Zero.
Hey,
He's back.
Zero.
Whoa, that was weird.
That was
Wait,
Like-
we're just everything okay?
Yeah,
Power
all
go
of my no, power didn't go out. Just everything blinked. Like everything went black on my screens, and then I was disconnected, and then it reconnected real quick. Don't know what that was. We'll deal with it if it happens again.
It's fine. That's nothing to be worried about.
That's normal.
It happens sometimes.
When you live in the first world country that is South Carolina or wherever the hell it is you are, nobody actually
Virginia,
knows.
good lord.
Nobody actually knows where Zero lives.
Yes, I'm a nomad. I move around.
It's definitely Virginia or West Virginia or Carolina or South Carolina or North Carolina or South Carolina. Why isn't Virginia called East Virginia?
I don't. God, I can't answer this question. How drunk are you right now that you're asking me this question?
I'm not. No, that was last night. Jesus Christ.
Well, is it because West Virginia seceded from Virginia in the war? That's right. Despite where things are at the moment, I'm pretty sure West Virginia's on the right side of history on that one.
You are correct, sir. But
Jesus Christ.
the one difference between us, between Virginia and West Virginia, is we have legalized weed.
Yeah, that's a selling point.
But West Virginia has moonshine.
Not
Possums is for pets. I'm just assuming that's what people
possums
in the hill
for pets.
country of Appalachia in West Virginia have for pets is possums and raccoons.
What little I know of the hill people of West Virginia that I learned about when I watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Which is a documentary which was filmed in real time.
And not at all a play on the journey of Odysseus.
No, not at all. Not at all a cleverly retold story.
So, anyway, no, West Virginia, while yes, they do drink moonshine, the moonshine capital of the world is about 20 minutes south of where I live. Franklin County, Virginia. That's where it all started.
I'm starting to wonder now, Zero, why haven't you been mailing me more moonshine? Or any moonshine?
Because it's not legal.
The post office doesn't know what's in the fucking jar. You could just label it urine, and they'll be like, ew, and mail it.
They'll be like, what again? Ew.
Or pour it into, an authentic booze bottle, and, just duct tape the top up. Here's your Jameson whiskey. Wink, wink.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why is there super glue all over the cat?
Don't worry about it. Just let it happen.
Oh man. So yeah, I want I'd like some moonshine somehow. You can figure I'm talking publicly about you committing mail fraud, which is a felony.
I'm talking publicly about you committing mail fraud. Figure it out.
They'll never know it was you, surely.
That's right. Nobody knows where you live, buddy.
They will figure it out, and I would like it if you would please stop calling me Shirley.
Oh, come on. The fucking William Shatner references.
Okay, we'll call you certainly.
Are the pun police there yet, Masami?
They arrived.
I've tied them up.
Are they parked outside waiting for the dad joke brigade to arrive?
Predictably, they got caught up at a bar.
Oh boy.
They had to pick up the guy that specializes in the X, Y, and Z walked into a bar. They had to pick those guys up too.
Just,
I mean, that's classic formula.
It is. Very much.
Oh god.
What the fuck show is that? Where they're just panning over a crowd in the bar. They panned over one guy who's talking to a rabbi and a priest and an imam or something, and he's just like, "So, you guys walk into a bar," and then they just panned right past him. I thought that was good. Made me giggle. The fuck were we talking about?
At this point, I don't know.
Oh, a dude shoved a USB cable into his dick.
Okay, so I saw this, and the first thing that I thought was,
I didn't even think. Oh, wow, I guess it's gonna make the podcast.
I was paying attention to it when you posted it. Yeah, so Masami posted this. Teen, 15, gets USB cable stuck inside his genitals trying to measure length. And if you think this is a dick joke, you're absolutely right.
Honestly, I'm impressed.
The way this article is written is so fucking obnoxious, too. It's like, you may get a USB cable in a package, but that doesn't mean you should put the cable inside your package. Meaning your penis. Starring Rob Schneider.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's doing Rob Schneider. Derp, derp, derp.
Rated PG-13.
You know who you sound like talking like that? Ryan Stiles on fucking Who's Line, doing his Carol Channing impression.
That was I gotta find that South Park episode again. Because that was a whole fucking, I forget what the message behind that was, but it was just Rob Schneider, hoopty derp. Derpy derpy diddly derpy derpy damn. Rated PG.
Rob Schneider is a stapler.
I'm a stapler. And he's about to find out that being a stapler ain't all it's cracked up to be. Alright, so anyway, yeah, 15-year-old stuck a USB cable into his urethra. And it got stuck or something.
As it should.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, they've got a picture up here. I'm not imagining that he fit the USB-A, the male side of this, into his urethra. I certainly hope that he didn't, because that's big.
What if it's USB-C? That's a little smaller.
I mean, yes, but I'm just picturing that maybe he cut off like one of the things and he was just sticking the wire up there. Maybe, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you could get the plug of a USB cable in a urethra. I mean, if so, that's even more impressive. And
it just takes practice.
An overachiever at this point.
It takes practice. What you got to do is you got to work up to that size. Again, I have some very inappropriate 4chan pics that I could post.
I mean, the world of sounding is definitely out there, but that's also some advanced level stuff for a 15-year-old.
Yes, agreed.
I would say that's a varsity kink.
Oh my god.
And
He
he's, you know,
should be on a
15-year-old
JV level.
Yeah, 15-year-olds should clearly still be staying in the JV territories. But I mean, hey, kids these days, you never know. All that shit's just on the internet. I didn't know about sounding when I was 15 because, like, the internet wasn't what it was back then, what it is today. So, hey, I don't know. Kids might be finding out about this shit earlier, and who knows?
So, alright, two things. One, your penis, of course, quote from the article, your penis, of course, is not a purse, pocket, or a pincushion. You shouldn't be telling anyone, want me to carry that for you? I can put it in my penis. I beg to differ. Okay,
Listen,
if anything,
I
that's a
could carry
marvelous
things-
conversation starter.
Dude, if I could carry things in my penis, I would obviously be showing that off at every opportunity.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I would
you
have
could,
a website.
I was
would
gonna
have
say.
an OnlyFans.
I mean, you could make a living out of that. I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, here's the other part. Okay, when I was reading this article. Alright.
Listen, when you actually think about it, how few people you need to convince to give you $1 a month? Like, in terms of the scope of the internet, it's not that many people.
No.
I mean,
That's
facts.
The thing in this article that got me when I was reading it was the saga described a case report began when the teen decided to insert a USB cable into his penis via his urethra. Now, such a statement usually begs a follow-up question, such as, why the heck did he do that, rather than a response like, naturally, or, of course he did. My exact words when I read the title of this article was, of course he did.
No, see, for me, it wasn't that. But my question also wasn't why, it was how.
Yeah, I'm
That's
more
the question.
curious about the mechanic.
They say a USB cable. Is this just more bad journalism here with a hyped up headline by some fucking editor, you know, making shit up? What if this is like a headphone cable? Like, one end is a USB and the other end is a 1/8-inch headphone jack. Now that
Right.
is quite a bit more reasonable to shove up your urethra.
Yeah, I could
Shove
definitely see
something
that.
up your urethra or down your urethra? Point of
Up.
order.
Up.
Up?
Shove it up.
But what if you're like sitting and you're holding your dick up? I've seen a
Oh
lot
my
of sound
God.
videos done like that.
It's
So
relative.
it's like going down.
This is
I'm
it
so
isn't,
happy
it
I
isn't
found
like,
this article. So
it isn't
fucking
like
happy.
space. It's not like space where there's technically
You know-
no up or down. It is.
Actually,
It's
you know what we should
relative.
do? No, we should actually remove that and just use in and out.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. He shoved it in.
I think that's
his
clearer
urethra.
terminology. Let's just you put things in. Yes, okay, we're in agreement. Thank you for indulging me in my brief point of order.
From a comedic standpoint, though, I do think it's funny to say that he shoved something up his dick hole.
Yeah, that does have a nice flow to it. But yeah, like just how, was it a USB like plug that he shoved into his urethra? Because that's different from USB cable.
Yeah, because if it was the cable,
Most USB cables are pretty round and relatively narrow.
Yeah.
So what if it was one of those braided USB
oh,
cables? That would be a little rough.
Oof.
Yeah, sounding equipment is usually smooth. It's either silicone or metal or glass sometimes, but not recommended glass for obvious reasons.
Well,
But
yeah, it's
there-
also uniform. It doesn't have like a big bulge in it or something.
Yeah, but like the rough like woven cloth coating on some of those USB cables, that would probably be bad. I wouldn't want that in my dick hole.
There are links here, but I'm hesitant to click them while this is on stream. So we're gonna go back to Masami's gameplay, and I'm gonna make sure that there are no pictures of actual dicks.
That's wise.
I mean, it would be
There
completely
were boobs
justified.
on my screen one time, and now you expect all kinds of shit.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. A picture of a dick here in this article, though, would be totally justified because this is
technically
an article
educational.
It's an article from the urology or the Department of Urology somewhere that published this paper. Insertion. Here's the abstract. Abstract's free. I'll put this up. Insertion of a foreign body into the urethra is a delicate matter that may prevent patients from presenting promptly, which means you might not go to the doctor immediately when you shove something into you because you're embarrassed. It can have
Doctor,
serious
I got something
long-lasting
stuck in my dick
implications.
hole. That's an awkward conversation.
Sexual
Actually, my friend's an
experimentation.
ER doctor. Yeah, he's there's not a lot that people won't do.
Yeah, my sister
of
worked in
course
an
not.
ER for a short period of time, and she's seen some shit.
Who's was that you that told me that story, Zero, about the guy that fell? He said that he fell, quote unquote, off of a ladder onto like a paint can or a water bottle, and that's why it was lodged so far up his ass.
No, I don't think that was me.
That's such a
Okay.
rookie level lie, though. Everybody uses
I
the "I fell
know.
on it" lie. Like, come on, get creative.
You know what you said? Yeah, you.
Though
So
I will say I do have an interesting story from when my mother worked for the trauma doctors for the hospital here, and she used to have to develop the slides because they were also the medical education department. And you want to talk about seeing some shit. Guy got into a motorcycle accident and was injured, road rash real bad. And they cut his pants off, and the nurse took 2 steps back in the OR, or in the ER, and he said, "Oh, are you a little taken back by it?" And she said, "Well, that's the first time I've ever seen a caterpillar tattooed on somebody's penis." And he said, "You should see it when it turns into a butterfly."
I have a very inappropriate 4chan picture that I could relate to with that. Seriously,
I have
I do actually
no
have a picture.
doubt.
I do actually have a picture of a guy with a full dick tattoo that looks like a caterpillar, and it does actually have butterflies around his navel, or butterfly wings around his navel.
That's
I gotta say, I really do admire the fortitude that it takes for people who get the dick tattoos.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, usually if you have a dick tattoo, you also have like 100 piercings, and maybe you got like a split dick too. Split
Yeah, I mean,
dicking is still a thing.
you're not getting a dick tattoo unless you're already like invested in the body mod lifestyle.
Okay, if you
That's
could,
not a first step. Nobody's first tattoo is a tattoo that changes as you get, like designed to change with your boner. That's nobody's like first foray into the world of tattooing.
it's a body modification.
Like,
if I'll post an open question to the group here. If you could get your dick, your whole junk down there, the whole package, if you could get that tattooed, what would your dick tattoo be? Go.
Fire hydrant.
Your dick would be the fire hydrant?
Yes.
So you just have a big red dick.
so you just tattoo it red, and you just have like a little
Not all fire hydrants are red.
dog dick between your legs.
I mean, what are
They're
your options?
not-
You got red and you got yellow, and then you got black with a white cap.
There you go.
Okay, all right. So you go fire hydrant. Omega, would you go?
I don't know. Probably a large bomb, like Fat Man, like the nuclear bomb.
Oh, you'd go. Okay.
My dick's tiny and short and fat.
And Chody. Yeah, you got Chody.
No, mine would be like Little Boy. It would be long and skinny.
Okay, Masami, what would your dick be?
No. What would you tattoo? No, for a woman, what would you tattoo on your labia?
Oh God. Why does that hurt
Honest-
more than thinking about tattooing a dick?
Really?
It hurts more to me. Yeah, Jesus Christ, the beef curtains. Yeah, I wouldn't want.
I mean, I've seen lots of tattoos all over the area.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, Masami, what would you tattoo on your vag, on your harsh gash?
He said gash.
Sorry.
Honestly, if I'm going to put up with that amount of pain for something decorative, it's going to be something that I like. So I'd probably do some sort of book, and then you could like peel back a page.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You know what?
Oh.
That is
brilliant.
That's very artistic. I like
yeah,
that.
that is clever. I like
I'm
that.
not
Okay,
sure
so you go
which book, but it would be a book.
The joy of cooking. Sorry.
That'd be good. I'd go space shuttle. Like, my dick would be the space shuttle, and my balls would be I tattoo my balls as, like, clouds of, whatever,
Oh,
the fuel going off.
Jeff
you know,
Bezos has
what if
already
you
done
actually
that.
did? What if you did a small space shuttle just on the head of your dick, so that you would see it when you're flaccid, and then as you got hard
Oh,
and it
and then
grew,
the
then you would
shaft
see
has
the
all the
fire.
exhaust.
Like that would be the fire, the exhaust. And so, like, yeah, you'd have like the space shuttle just tattooed on the head of your dick, and the rest of it would grow.
That's true. I'm not working with a lot of real estate, though, as we all know.
Oh no, it would be a tiny tattoo. Like, you know those micro tattoos? Yeah, those people who do like Mona Lisa postage stamp size tattoos. You would need one of those artists for it.
Man. But yeah, this kid. All right, to elaborate back on this, the abstract here words it much more specifically. Here we describe the case of a 15-year-old boy who self-inserted a USB wire into his proximal urethra.
Okay, so it was the wire.
It was the wire. It was not a
Oh.
plug. It was a USB.
Oh, good.
USB cord.
Oh, good.
But just the wire.
Okay. So that confirms narrow, round, smooth plastic coated.
I mean, at least the kid wasn't a total idiot.
Listen, there's no way in hell that I was trying to measure it is obviously not an excuse for the fact that he was trying out sounding.
Yeah, exactly. It was sexual
This was a-
exploration. He wanted to sound. He shoved
Totally.
this up his dick hole, and he used the worst thing imaginable. I mean, that you. No, just don't.
There's
You
no
start
way
with
in hell it's any other situation.
You find a way to get yourself a catheter tube, like something that's meant to go up the dick. That's how you start sounding. That's like at least relatively safe or possibly safe. There's no
Like
fucking way.
and there's like medical supply stores all over the place. I'm sure you could get your hands on one.
Yeah,
I mean, you can just get some
cat.
beginner sounding rods that are like
Oh, when you're
designed
15.
to not fall. I mean, hey, get a if you're 15 and try to explore a kink, you can like go buy a Visa gift card from a store and buy something on Amazon.
I suppose that's
Mhm.
true. Yeah. I mean, thinking back to when we were kids, if we really wanted to get away with something sexual, we just pour all of our mental focus into figuring out how to do it, and it would consume us until we figured out how to accomplish it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, I'm sure he probably could have found a way, but I would have started with a cath tube. You can walk into any like drugstore or anything like that and just be like, "Yeah, I'm here. My grandfather needs more catheters. Where are your caths?"
That's a reasonable thing to do. I think the embarrassment of talking to somebody in person would be a massive impediment to any kid doing something like that.
Probably.
Like even like kids go to get like, pregnancy tests or condoms and shit like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Yeah, 16 years old.
And I'd just like to point out that this
Pregnancy
article was... Sorry, just want to point out, closing off, that this article was written by Bruce Lee.
Nah. Yeah, that's an interesting story to tell why I was purchasing, or how it came to me purchasing pregnancy test at the age of 16 in the local grocery store by myself.
Interesting story.
Oh, very interesting story. It involves my mother being an absolute psychopath, which is which actually ended up being hilarious.
Did you find out that you were having sex with your girlfriend?
Well, she knew that was happening. The girl tried to say she was pregnant and was trying to keep me from breaking up with her. So she said I was pregnant because she knew the type of person that I was, that I wouldn't just abandon.
That's a dick move.
And
women are dicks.
My mother looked at me one night and she said, "What you're gonna do is you're gonna invite her over for dinner, and she's going to take a pregnancy test here." So I go and pick her up and bring her back to the house, and my mom is sitting at the kitchen table when she walks through the door with a pregnancy test right next to her, and I had no idea that this was happening. All I knew is that my mother was making dinner for us. I did not know that my mother was going to force her to take a pregnancy test. So my mom gives her the pregnancy test, says go take it. She goes into the bathroom. 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, the reading is inconclusive. She's purposefully messed up the test. My mom hands me a $20 bill and says, go to Kroger, get another pregnancy test, come straight home. 16 years old, I'm in there at 7 o'clock at night buying a pregnancy test. Mortified.
That's pretty
See,
cold.
So
Yeah.
I buy this pregnancy test. Okay, get back to the house. My mom has cleaned and sterilized a Tupperware container and made the girl pee in the Tupperware container and then
No.
did the test that way. Pregnancy test came up negative. My mother looked at her and went, if you ever speak to my son again, I will have your head as a centerpiece on my table. And
See where you get it from.
and then she looked at the girl and the girl said, well, this is what my mom told me to do to keep him around because he's such a good guy.
Oh,
And my mom went, uh-huh,
Oh.
and grabbed and said, call your mom. And laid into girl's mom. It was the best. I've told you guys before how much my mother and I fought, but how cool my mom was. And that right there, my junior year in high school, solidified how cool my mom actually was. Because she not only she defended me against somebody who was trying to take advantage of how nice I was to.
You almost said dumb.
Yeah, well, I mean, not far off. Dumb, very dumb.
Look,
How
you're
dumb I
16
was.
You were 16 years old, man.
Everyone's
Like,
fucking dumb.
Everyone's
Just like-
everyone's fucking retarded until they get past 24, 25.
Yeah.
And most people are still horribly stupid at that age and will continue to be for fucking ever.
Right.
But yeah,
Jesus.
that's the story, and that is the one thing. Actually ran into the girl. She works at Walmart, and I was walking around, and she was stocking the frozen food section, and she tried to talk to me, and I very quickly walked the other way because I have nothing to say to her ever. Because I could just see it. My mom passed away 6 years ago. I could see me saying one word to her and then my mother haunting me the rest of my fucking life.
Mhm.
Good zero story, though. We got a zero story out of this one.
Yeah, that
That's
was
nice.
a fun one.
That was a good one.
What's the good one?
Alright, so Omega's still farming. And Masami is running out in the middle of the wood. Oh, you're picking raspberries.
I am.
The raspberries taste like raspberries.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. Sorry.
It's good
I have
shit.
to go back and actually sleep because it's kind of dangerous to be out at night. Also, it's one of those games where you explore the map. The map is randomly generated. You can do seeds and all that jazz.
Sure.
It's wet.
Yep. Wet is bad.
There's another game that I'm watching, Medieval Town or something like that. I should actually go to my wish list or my follow list so I can tell you what it is.
Yeah, I think I know that game. A streamer that I watched who plays survival games and survival/base builder games, I think was playing that one. I haven't watched too much of it though.
Yeah, Valheim is totally on my wish list.
I still only have that one game on my wish list. I have not found any other games to add to my wish list.
Probably because you keep getting a lot for free.
I mean, not a
Okay.
lie, but I have a friend of mine that was that asked me if I wanted to play Rainbow Six Siege with him on his stream. And I was like, you don't want me playing Rainbow Six Siege. I'm fucking dog water at those type of games. Anything that requires any type of strategy, I am absolute dog water.
I saw a study was recently done that found that Rainbow Six Siege players consistently have the foulest language in online games.
No, I could
Not
see that.
surprising.
Like I said, I've been watching a lot of the Russian Badger videos on YouTube, and I can completely see that.
So the game that we're thinking of, Omega, is called Medieval Dynasty. And I've got it pulled up on Steam right now. But yeah, so far it's only single player, but it is a survival builder where you create your own medieval town and NPCs come to live and work there. So it's very much a thing that I would be into, especially because you can build fortifications. But it's currently early access, and they are working towards it.
I feel like these type of games will never actually get out of early access because, like, you ever wonder why no AAA company has really dove in headfirst to a builder game? Maybe they just all suck to build, and it's just these dumb indie devs who think they figured it out, and that's the reason they never finish, and they always end up just being half finished but still fun mediocrity.
I think the other thing is they're looking for a business model. Like a AAA company is looking for a business model that'll keep people invested in a game and keep them playing for as long as possible, so that they'll buy shit and spend money on microtransactions. And so far, the only builder survival that I know of that's approaching a stable business model is Space Engineers, because they keep on releasing DLC that's mostly cosmetic, except for the economy update. And so that's a way to keep people spending money. But Space Engineers has a fatal problem attached to it, which is there's no end game. No. So you build everything.
It's not even that there's no end game. It's that there's no, like, game. I think this is actually the exact conversation we had the other day. Like, it's a builder CAD program with survival elements attached to it. It's a sandbox builder at its heart. And you can slap you can slap a survival system on top of a sandbox builder, but its core is still a sandbox builder.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, I kind of want to channel my inner dad and get Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Dude, if you want one of those simulators, check out Power Washing Simulator.
I have seen that one too, and
it's so satisfying.
That sounds incredibly satisfying. Holy
shit. But
it's like ASMR, but power washing a driveway.
Yeah, but you get to use, like, I don't get the joy of mowing grass because I live in a condo, and I actually do enjoy mowing grass. It's relaxing.
You want to come mow my lawn?
I mean, you'd have to pay for room and board.
And that is a sexual euphemism.
Yes, I will, Doc. Do you have the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0? Or do I have to use hand shears?
I never imagined a day when I would talk about this, but for Christmas, like 2 years ago, someone did actually get me a manscaping kit.
Nice.
And it wasn't Leetness.
Shock and awe.
Yeah.
Shock and awe.
Haven't really used it that much, though. I mean, I guess I do. This is a great way to transition into the post-show without actually transitioning into the post-show. We talk about crotch grooming.
Grooming? We're definitely in post-show territory now.
Darn tootin'. Alright. So, alright. Masami is doing something. But, yeah, we're going to go out on that. I'm going to go out on this stream. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for the Church of Chonkwij podcast. It's been a blast, and we'll catch you next week, I guess. Penis.
Good night.
Penis.
Bye.
Penis. Book. Did you say book?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I understood that reference.
That is good. The art of cooking. God damn it, Zero.
You know, you could thumb through it, you know, find the correct recipe.
That's everything
Maybe-
you're saying is disgusting.
You better be thumbing pretty fast if you're gonna be doing that bullshit.
It's just the 2 pages.
No, you can't thumb too fast. First thing you learn. You gotta take your time with it.
Oh god.
We should stop. We
Act
should
like you've been here
stop.
before.
You don't want to ruin the binding, okay? That's you know.
You gotta warm up the book before you break the spine.
How do you do bookmarks?
Dog ear the page.
Oh.
What? Oh, yeah.
God.